Hey everybody, it is Sunday, July 19th. This is Sarah with Bright Stitches, Bright Stitcher, Sarah, whatever you want to call me. I wanted to do a catch up. It's been a couple weeks since I've done a video. I've got a couple of the tags I want to do. I want to do Teresa Little Stitcher's tag and also Katie's the Stash Queen, her tag. I have a haul. I have a rack to show. I think that's it. I don't have a finish. But you know how life is. So, first I want to show you my whip. It's not, not moving real fast, but it is, I'm doing okay with it. I'm trying to work, with the July's Wine and Whip, and, I take the wine as, oh, I'm tired of working on these. So that's the, I want to have them done by Halloween. So, I just want them to be done. So anyway, this past week I have focused on Sam Sarah's Halloween Mystery Stitcher from last year. I finished the second section completely, and I got the title in. She originally, it's wrinkled, originally had the title all in backstitch, but it was 1 over, or 2 over 1, maybe 1 over 1, I'm not sure, but it was so tedious that I was dreading doing that. And then a few weeks after she posted the second part, I think she had a few people say, oh my gosh, I'm so scared to work on that, because it looked really nice, but looked really just a lot more detail work than I wanted to do. So she came up with a cross-stitch version of it. I guess I could keep that up there so you could see it. So this is the alternate title with the cross-stitch version. It's all Weeks Dye Works, and it's on a 32 count, the polka dot linen. I like this linen. I like it for this project. So, but the dark brown, I'm surprised the dots are not as distracting as I thought, and I think it's because there's not so many light spots. So there's also going to be several buttons put on, I think 12 to 15 buttons, little stars and things, and I know these flowers down here going down a row, each one has, I think it's a little star button of a different color going on them. So, and then there'll be pumpkins at the bottom, and there's some crows to work on. And then I think there's a row of specialty stitches at the very bottom. So, and while I have it out, what I had attached to it, I got this from Cassie's Needle Minders. I got Rainbow Bright. I always tease our oldest that she was going to be named Rainbow Bright because our last name's Bright, but I wasn't going to be that cool. And then I'd say if we had a boy, we'd name him Light Bright, and Rainbow Bright. That's it. Okay. That's my whip. And then I got, it's kind of somewhat, it's a rack, and then also on the Star Spangled Stitchers group on Facebook, I joined the pillow exchange for the year, for July. We had to make a small little pillow and send it on. I think I showed that, or showed at least what I was working on with it. It was the Lizzie Kate small version of the Liberty sampler. And the person that was to send to me, Sandra, she sent me a big pillow, which I love it. I think it's so cute. Well, God bless America. A sweet little pillow. And I've got a wooden bowl I put little pillows in, so that was perfect. But then she went above and beyond, and it was just supposed to be a pillow exchange. She sent, because she asked me what holidays I like, and I told her I like, to stitch for Halloween and sometimes Christmas. This is Silk Weavers. It's a fat quarter. Jobelin 28 count Halloween treats. Isn't that pretty? I don't know if it's showing up. It's bright orange. Think highlighter orange. It's looks there like it's more corally. It is highlighter, yellow and white, orange. It's cool. It's really cool. I think I'm gonna stitch this. It's a free chart. It's a old primitive style think it says witch on it and has like a little witch and a pumpkin and a cat. It's supposed to be like 3.5 by 5, and I thought this would be cool for a section of it to do that on. So she sent that, and then also Hindsight's Witch's Brew with the charms, which I don't have. And I was amazed she sent me things I don't have. Fa La La by Little House Needleworks. I've got several of their Ornament of the Month of this size, different charts, and so this works perfect with some others that I have. And Heaven and Earth. This was not a PDF. This was an actual, this is the printed out chart they sent her. The 12 Days of Christmas. I hadn't seen this one, so that's really cool. And then favorite is W is for Witches, or W is for Witch, by the Victorian Sampler. And it came with beads and thread and some cranic. It says accessory pack which is in there. Overdyed silk, ooh, cool, silk floss, silk perlé, and metallic threads and beads you'll need to work this sampler. Well, I guess they did one for each letter, a sampler for each letter. I hadn't seen this before. It was 2008, so it might be why. But I wasn't in the samplers too much, but I really like that. It's got a lot of different specialty stitches. I don't know if you can see the little roses, the flowers above the witch. They're like, I don't know what they are. It's a specialty stitch, let's leave it at that. But it's like they're rolled, so I'm excited to get into that and look at it. So those will be fun. Okay, and then I have some haul. I'm going to do this before I do the tags. So my haul is just fabric. Do my haul and then do the tags. So good? Peachy. Peachy, peachy. Our house is dealing with the summertime colds. Started out with a runny nose on the 3-year-old last week, and I assumed, oh, it's allergies. We have cottonwood trees that surround our house, and for the last week or two, it looks like it's snowing outside some days, and it's been really heavy some days, and so I assumed, oh, it's just allergies, because she had a runny nose, and I got the runny nose. Guess what? It's more than a runny nose. So I've had the scratchy sore throat for a few days, and my husband's had it, and the other child's had it, and so we've all been moody. I got, okay, let me think on this. Okay, so I hit up the Silk Weaver sale Facebook page again, which I really should stay away from. This is Twixt and Tween Lugana 32 count by Silk Weaver. I thought that would be really cool to do anything on. I thought it was really pretty. It's more blended than on the picture that they show on Facebook in the photo. So I'm not sure what fabric it is they use in their photo they keep showing on there, but what they show is more distinctive of dark gray, creamy colored, orangey, and brown, like more mottled, like tie-dyed-ish kind of. So I kind of like the more blended. It's more earthy. And then this is a 20 count Aida. I don't do Aida too much anymore, but I've been wanting to try the smaller counts, and I know a lot of people have lately been raving about using 40 count in their stitches, and so I thought, well, this is a 20 count, that's a 40 count, you know, if you do over 2, so I'll try that. This is also Silk Weaver Swirling Storms. It's kind of stiff, but I figured that'll be really fun for Halloween stuff. And there are several Halloween designs I want to do. This was a big one, like, gosh, 18 by 32, I think this might be. Very well, could be, something like that. Anyway, I like those sale, because they give you good prices. And anyway, there's that. And then the fabric that I ordered for Raven Queen, the new Mirabilia, to start in October, which I really want to start that now, but I got other things I want to work on first. I chose Abyss by, Hand-Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. It's Lugana Abyss 32 count. I think it's a little darker than I'd expected. I thought it would come out a little lighter since it was Lugana, but I think it'll still work really pretty. It's, yeah, you can kind of see it against the dark gray in my shirt. It's not too dark, but maybe the cellophane it's making me think it's darker than it is, but it's really pretty. And then I finally got in on one of Stephanie's linen or grab bags. I got the linen, and I've been trying to get one of those for a year, so I was really excited. I just happened to click, and there it is. So this is what I got. It's a linen. It's like a mustardy. I think it'll be really good for a lot of these Halloween, again, more Halloween things. Has a couple blemishes, but where there's like a dark green gray. Man, the light seems so... I hope the light's not so dark. Or bright, I mean. It's got like a dark splotch. That's okay. You can cover that with a stitch. And then we got a real pretty blue, purpley green. I was trying to match them up with the pictures on her website. And this one's an even weave. 28 count, I believe. Possibly 32. One or the other. But I couldn't really, I think a couple of them I picked up. I said, oh, okay, I think that's this one. But I wasn't positive. This one I think is like a 9 by 13 or something, 8 by 13. But it's a good size to do something small. And with little girls wanting princessy, fairy things all the time, Little Mermaids, I'm sure I've got plenty of small things, small charts I can do with that. And then I really like this one. This is a linen. If anyone, it's a green with like a little bits of pinks and browns and peaches. I don't know, is this that tentagel? I don't know how you say that. See down here, there's a lot of like orangey peachiness. It's a linen. If anyone knows what this is, please let me know. Or Stephanie, if you happen to watch on the off chance you do, let me know what this is, because I want a big piece. It's so pretty. Here, it's a good coloring. I really like that. Okay, that's that. Alright. So that's my haul. I do not have anything else ordered for a while. I actually do. I got in on the rainbow stitchery that's going out of business. I found, I think it was last week, when she put, she's on vacation or away right now, so I'm going to talk and put this back together. Anyway, last weekend I got in on her sale with the charts 60% off. So I got a couple of Mirabilias that I have been eyeing. Don't ask me which ones I got. Not horrible. But I was, oh, that's so pretty. I want that one. So I ordered it, and now I can't remember which ones they were. Anyway, but I have a couple, a few of those coming. There were 2 or 3. And then a couple of Lizzie Kate. It was a Halloween one from a couple years ago. Like the mystery, no, not a mystery sampler, but like the month-to-month thing. Jingles or something. So, but it was a really good price. You know, they were down to like $2 each, I think. And so, to get it, now's the time, you know. Much better price than Even though I love 1, 2, 3 stitches prices, but you can't beat a company. I hate to see a company go out of business. It's never fun, but it sounds like she was just wanting to focus more on family and homeschooling, and you know, that's important. So, wish I could build an online store up myself. Thought about making covers and selling them, but it looks like the Q-snap covers, but I haven't really looked seriously into it. I have so much fabric, totes and totes full of fabric, and a lot of elastic, so it wouldn't, you know, cost me anything to make them and do it. It seems like there's a lot of people on there right now, like on the Stash Unlimited sites, and oh my magnifier. So I don't want to try something everybody else is doing, but it's just I might. If I do, you'll all probably be the first to know. Okay, so the questions, I want to do Teresa's tag first. Teresa Little Stitcher on YouTube. Her first question is about seasons. Does it make a difference if it's summer or winter in the amount of stitching you do? For me, it doesn't matter. I still stitch. I stitch in the evenings, typically when the girls are playing with my husband, or they're in bed, or they're occupied and calming down for the night. Sometimes I do in the afternoon when the little one, if she's napping, which now she's not so much. So really, no, it doesn't make a difference if it's summer or winter. Do you prefer to use a stand or in hand? I hold it in my hand. And that goes with the third question, are you a Q-snap, hoop, etc. user? I use a Q-snap. I prefer the Q-snap. I will use a hoop. But it just seems like the hoops don't hold the fabric as well. And I don't really like, I like the wooden hoops, but I've had some of those kind of bust. The plastic hoops, for some reason, just, maybe I've just got bad ones, but they don't seem to hold the fabric real tight. I'm like constantly fiddling with it and stretching it out, and I don't like doing that. I like how the Q-snap gets it on tight, and if your Q-snap is loosening, here's a tip, if anybody needs a tip. If your Q-snap clamps are getting to where you put them on your fabric and you're just constantly having to tighten because it's not holding it real snug, you can cut a piece of felt or a piece of fleece, or even use a folded up tissue and stick it over your fabric. Just stick it on your fabric and that'll hold it. I do that with, I have some pieces of felt, just the cheapy, what are they, 25 cents for a sheet of felt, like an 8x10 at Walmart. I've used that before. I use the cream ones when I do that, just in case, because it's cheap felt, in case there's any dyes from it that are could rub off. Right now, on this one, there is one, I like to fold my fabric up. Let's see how I did that. Up on there, so it's not in the way back here, and that makes even less fabric that my thingamajigger has to hold. But down here, I don't have enough fabric, and it's to fold it, and it's loose, so I folded up a tissue, and it's been on there a month, I think. So, and I've, you know, moved to these several times, so I haven't had an issue with it like fraying yet. So, here's my tip of the day, tip of the month, whatever. Okay, sorry, back to the tags. Do you use a light? Yes, I use them at light. I prefer sunlight. If I'm able to stitch in the afternoon, I sit by a big window on the couch, but that's rare anymore. Do you use a magnifier? Sometimes. In the winter, I was needing one. I don't know. I even had my eyes checked in April. They haven't changed, so it's not my eyes. But it's like my eyes were tired, so I don't know if it was just with being winter and darker more, you know, from like 4 or 5 o'clock on here in Missouri in the dead of winter. It's dark from like 4:35 until 7 in the morning. So I don't know if that was part of it, but I did purchase one of those around the neck magnifiers, and I should have brought it down, but it just sits on my chest. It's a nice little shelf for it. it hangs around your neck and it just sits up, and I can hold my stitching under it. And I sit, I stitch mainly in the recliner. So I've got my outlight next to me. I can pop everything up on my lap. So it just kind of, because you're kind of leaning back a little more. So it kind of, it's perfect. But I haven't used it for a while. So it may have been what I was stitching, the fabric and such. But anyway. Number 6, one hand or two hand stitch. I do one hand. I tried a frame years ago, and I just, because I sit in the recliner, I had to like have it just didn't work with a floor stand. It's like I was having to have it tilted towards me, and I dreaded stitching it, and because I couldn't turn it around to clip my ends, and it was a frame from a stand from Hobby Lobby, so I want to say it was $40, maybe $50. So I think I used it for one project, and then that's enough, and got rid of it. Number 7, where do you stitch? In our family room, in the living room. Number 8, what is preferred? Fabric and count. I prefer using linen and even weave, and right now 32 count is my favorite. 9, have you lost your stitchy bug, and how did you get it back? I did lose it. I stitched steadily from 2000 until, well, 2009 when Abby was born. Having an infant, or a newborn and infant around, I was tired, and I wasn't stitching at all. I still haven't finished her birth sampler. It was the Brooks books. I actually have it here. Brooks Books Autumn Little Girl Baby Sampler. Here it is. This. Really should take that upstairs and finish it. I have the little girl's dress stitched. A little sunflower and a pumpkin, and I just, so cute. It hangs on little cute, you know, it's so cute. But almost 6 years later, I was working on it hard the last few weeks of pregnancy. Anyway, had her. I got more involved in scrapbooking when Abby was an infant, and really focused on that. And you know, I got more into, scrapbooking. I got it back, mainly, Archivers, the scrapbook company, the stores, they closed nationwide, about 1.5 years ago, completely. And, you know, my friends and I would go to Archivers every couple weeks, maybe. Once or twice a month, we'd go to Archivers. We'd be there all day Saturday. And we'd be there till, we could stay until like 11 o'clock at night. And they closed, and I could no longer see new papers and such in person. And just, over a year ago, I thought I should get back into stitching more. Elizabeth is big enough. She's, now she's over 3, so 3 1/4. So, yeah, kids have gotten bigger. I thought I could get back into it, and I just happened to Facebook search cross-stitch one day, and up popped some cross-stitch groups, and I'm like, you kidding me? So, anyway, that's how I got it back, was kids have gotten bigger. I've got to where I can have the stuff out, and Elizabeth, the youngest, typically leaves it alone. And that's it. So, that's Teresa, Little Stitcher's tag. Thank you for asking those. It is always fun to have a new tag. And now I have Miss Katie's Stash Enhancement tags. Got them on the phone here. What is your favorite pattern in your stash you haven't started yet? And what has kept you from starting it yet? Well, I have 3. The first one is Cinderella, the Thomas Kincaid Dreams collection. Haven't started it? Well, I don't know why I haven't started it. Because it's huge. 16 by 12 is not that huge, but, you know, it's full coverage, and I don't know. I should really start that. The Janlin's Summer Sampler. A couple of the groups, I think, like Cross Stitch and Discuss, I saw people do this, maybe Crazy About Cross Stitch, and a couple others. Cross Stitch It's Fun. I've seen a few different people working on the different brain work seasons. Excuse me, sorry. And I really like this one the most. This one in the winter, or the Christmassy. And again, it's something about the super big charts that just, I don't know, keeps me from wanting to really start it. And I like to stitch by season, during the season. So I got this one, I want to say January. It was cold, and I didn't want to start it yet. So I'll start it when it's warmer out. I'll start it when it's warmer, when I'm in the mood. And, you know, July's half over. The summer's going quick, so that's probably not going to get started this year. I'm the same way with Christmas. I only like stitching Christmas and scrapbooking even. I'd want to do that by the season, which gets difficult. You know, it's hard to scrap the pictures if you don't have them yet. So, I just need to start those, because right now I'm only working on 2. I think I have more whips than that, but I'm only working on the Sam Sarah Halloween Mystery Sampler, and man, my brain is not working today. My memory is just, oh, the Vintage Halloween cap from the Halloween 2013 magazine, or Halloween Witch with the cap. So I need something else to work on that's not Halloween, I think. And then this is my third one this one I really want to start. For us. And these are all for me. They are staying in my house. This is, I love Paul Levant. I like the old quilts, and I worked on, I did one that I think almost everyone has seen. It's like it's a quilt against a hanging post with a barbed wire fence. They made it into a kit. Just about everyone has done that, or everyone has seen it, I should say, not done it. But oh yeah, I can't show you the chart. Here, let me show you the back. There, you can see how big this chart is because it's full size. There you go. If you could catch that, you're really good. And then here I will show you all the threads, the thread key. It's a lot of half stitches, a lot of quarter stitches, a lot of thread. So this, oh, this one's called Summer Breeze. Well, 16 count, 14 3/8 of an inch by 11 inches. So it's a good size, and it's pretty full coverage. I mean, I think this was on like an antique linen, so right around here, there, and up, and there. That's about all you're getting of non-stitched fabric. So, or picture and stitch. Yeah, so those are the 3. Anyway, I don't know. I seem to really get into, you know, like everybody, you see something new, you want to start it. And with these big things, I just hate to have more than one large thing going at a time. And I know this Sam Sarah isn't real large. Oh, and I have Stargazer I'm working on too. And I really, by Mirabilia, I really want to get, I like to have one big going at a time. And I don't like having a lot. So, and you know, you have to have a place to put them, and I tend to set them in our bedroom on a bookshelf, and I just don't want it. Anyway, number 2, what's your favorite non-pattern item in your stash? Mine is going to be my Q-snaps. And my Q-snaps, I think. And needle minders. I mean, what would I ever do without them? I love them both. What do you have the most of in your stash? Patterns, floss, fabric, or other? I'm going to say it goes patterns, floss, fabric. Patterns and floss are very close. I have the whole DMC collection. I have, well, I still have most of the 6-strand suites, hand-dyed threads. I have a lot of Mo's now. Gassed. A lot of gas. But I don't know how many are actually in their whole set, and I don't want their whole set because I buy them as needed for projects. I used to do, through Down Sunshine Lane, like 10 years ago, thread floss of the month clubs, and I know I did the general sampler threads floss of the month, and then the 6-strand suites through them also. I believe it was through them, but I did that, I know, for a good year or two, and you would get like 10 a month, 15, and we got a lot. They were like all ribbon tied up, some of them are still tied together. I haven't used them, so why would I buy more if I have, and they could be just, colors that aren't getting used by anyone that I'm wanting to stitch. So that's that. Besides your LNS and the big box craft shop, so where's your favorite place to buy stitching supplies? Well, I have two. The first one is I like 123 Stitch, just like everyone. They have a great selection. They have good search bar or search tool. You can do a wish list that's really easy to use and read and see other people's. So I fall back on them a lot. But I also try to buy through DownSunshineLane.com. The reason why, I was in Yahoo cross-stitch groups in the early 2000s, like 2001 to 2004, maybe 2005. And Amy, the owner, and her husband Ray of Down Sunshine Lane, Amy was, I was in a secret sister stitcher exchange for like a year. It was almost a year-long thing. And Amy was the person that was sending to me. And I was buying from her already, but she sent me such amazing stuff. I mean, they try to, always put like a dollar cap on, don't spend more than $10, $15 a month. And I know her cost of getting patterns and, charts and things is less than if I were to buy it. But she went above and beyond, and she sent so much stuff. And they've always had great customer service. And they've now opened up an Etsy store. I know that. You can look them up, Dawn Sunshine Lane, to get rid of some, I think it was just like extra things. So, and it's not that I've kept in touch and that we're, friends, like on Facebook or anything. But it was it's a small cross-stitch company or, seller, and they've always done great by me, so I try to bring business to them. And they may not even realize, I'm just one of, thousands out there that shop with them. But anyway, support your small local business. Although they're not local to me. She's several states away. But anyway. Okay, number 5. Name one item you've purchased that was not meant for cross-stitch use that you have repurposed for your craft. I should have thought about this beforehand. But I am going to say, I kind of got this idea from Katie. Stash Queen, sorry. She showed, I think it was you. I hope it was you, or I feel silly. A storage box that holds 50 caliber bullets. You showed a blue one. And I looked on Amazon, saw it on it, to hold your Kreinik spools on. I looked on Amazon, saw it, but it was like an add-on. And I didn't have $25 or whatever else you need to add it on to get it shipped for free. Well, we were at Cabela's last weekend, and I thought, hey, they got bullets. So I found a box there that was just a clear, no color to it. So I bought that, and it's holding my Kreinik. So I would say that is probably the one the thing that I can think of most recently that I have, that was not intended for cross stitch that I've used for it. I know there've been other things, the hair clips on the Q snaps, the claws. I've used those a lot. try that up. That'll be good. Yeah. Okay. Name one item in your stash you were unable to purchase after seeing someone else with that item. Well, there you go. I just said it, Katie, in the box. That box. There have been so many like charts and patterns I've seen other people do. Yeah, some of the like the Biscornus and things I haven't thought about trying before. I've now got a few of those. I think Letitia mentioned, or I think she did the little floral Biscornu recently, and I've got that on my Etsy shopping cart that I haven't checked out on yet. I just love seeing everybody else's your projects and things when you finish them. It's, you know, so nice to see. And yeah, there's just, you know, oh, I'm really thinking now. I know Mackenzie Lovely Array showed her finished red last week, and I've always thought it was pretty, but I didn't see all the detail on the beading until you did your close-ups last week. And that was gorgeous. So now I'm thinking of doing that, but with the conversions to purple or blue. Like I need another project, you know. So, 7. If someone asked you what was the one must-have pattern that they had to have in their stash, which pattern would you recommend? I don't know if there is any one. I mean, there's so many. What's your style? I mean, if you like Lizzie Kate, I would suggest the Home of a Cross Stitcher chart. I did that one 10, 12 years ago. You like? No. I can't say that there's any one. Which pattern would I recommend? Cloud's Factory. You can find something on there if you're into anything, movies, nerdy, entertaining, you know, music, books. You'll find something there. Frosted Pumpkin. I mean, Etsy is really an easy way to find something you want. You want a unicorn that's pooping rainbows or puking rainbows and you want to stitch it, you're going to find it, because I found it. You never guess who's going to stitch it, but I found it. Number 8, if someone asked you what one designer they had to check out to enhance their stash, who would it be? Again, I'd say it just has to depend on who you're... These are tough questions, girl. What are you thinking? Making us think like this? You know? Let me see. Who is someone that I have just recently gotten into? I'm going to say if you're up for a challenge and you want to try new things as far as using threads and beads, you know, I would try a Mirabilia if you like stitching women. You know, or if you just want, just try something new. I mean, I can't really say, you know, any one designer to enhance your stash. Maybe look at what you have, what you typically do. You know, if you do typically the basic simple, like this Clouds Factory. I know I've shown this just recently. Try something that has, you know, something like with the Samsara's, something that has more, she has some extra stitches in there, like this. There's whipped back stitch on here, and well, that was a booger. I didn't like that. On the This Way Comes, you wrap it around after you stitch. You do the back stitch of the letters, and then you wrap your thread around it. Oh my gosh. Just try something new. Try beading. Try using metallics. I didn't say I suggested using metallics. I'm saying try something new. I don't like metallics. Just try something new. Go out of your comfort zone. Just something small and little, you know. Even if you have to Pinterest, you know, an idea. Well, YouTube, you know, how do I, you know, embroidery stitches. There's so many things out there. So many options. If you want to try it, try it. The worst that's going to happen, Mr. Frog's come visit, and you're going to take it out. Or throw it away if it's that, you know, awful. So, you know, just do what you want to do. Enjoy it. It's fun. Yeah. Go with what you like and then see if there's something else out there. Or ask You know, I mean, all of us, we love commenting on each other's videos and getting comments back. Just ask. Unfortunately, I mean, I have one friend that does a little cross stitching, and you know, I was trying to explain to her. She has stitched on Ada before, and I was just trying to explain how to stitch, just standing in front of her and explaining stitching on even weave, and I'm like, oh man, I need to show you, and I don't have a needle, and I'm trying to explain going over too, and so, you know, just get with somebody, even if it's on Facebook, on YouTube, and in person. Go to your local LMS. Just look around, find something new. So, anyway, I don't know how long I've made this thing. 40 minutes. Okay. I've rambled long enough. So, you all have a fantastic week. We've got the local fair going on, Platte County Fair this week. We might go up to, and that's about it. So, anyway, enjoy the middle of summer, and hope it's not raining there. Have a great week, everybody. Bye.